Go the Distance TV episode, I don't want to yell in Raynard's ear, episode 6. We're talking about ultramarathon running and flow states. So, I was thinking a lot today about the Bigfoot 200 endurance run, which is the last race that I competed in. And it was unbelievable. I don't even know where to start with what an experience this was. And I haven't raced since. I had a couple false starts where I thought maybe I'll jump into this, but something wasn't there. Something was missing and I wasn't sure what it was. And fairly recently, a friend introduced me to Stephen Kotler's work, The Rise of Superman and Stealing Fire, where Kotler goes deeper into flow states and states of peak experience. And I thought, God, that's it. That's the thing that I'm missing in ultra running. A flow state is that state of peak immersion, right? Like everything else disappears. Everything disappears. You're 100% in it. You're in a moment. You're in pursuit, or you're in engagement. You're in flow, and it can happen whether you're writing or playing an instrument or talking to a good friend or going for a long trail run. And where we find flow changes. It changes because we change. We change all the time. We evolve. We grow. Where I used to feel peak immersion, well, that should be different, or at least it is different. Years later for me, where I have different environments that I like to inhabit, and I get something different out of each environment. I can give something different to each environment. So as I think about ultra running, what it used to mean for me, I got into this thing at a time when I was probably running from a few things. Where going out and being alone was really important to me. And I kind of probably seemed like the antisocial dude in the group setting or in the group culture because it wasn't about a group thing. It really honestly wasn't. It was about an independent journey, an internal journey, and a very, very solo exploration of who I was and where I was going. And that's the role that it played in my life. And being out in the woods for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours was peak experience. I mean, I looked forward to it. I was so engaged by it. I loved it. And then I started racing. And to me at that time, the training was where it was at. And the race was the secondary thing. It's like, cool, this is the celebration of the training. But God, as soon as the gun goes off, it doesn't really happen. It's usually like somebody just does like a line in the dirt with their shoe, and we all go running. But when that happened, you lock in. You're in a different space. It's like any sport. It must be like any sport, where as soon as the starting gun goes off or the starting moment happens, you're in it, and you don't get out of it till you're out of it. Until maybe a little while after you cross the finish line, right? You're in this really, really interesting space, both mentally and physically, and you're seldom thinking of anything other than the person behind you, the person in front of you, the trail itself, whether you're still on trail, what you're going to need at the aid station. And it's really cool, it's really unique, and it's really surreal. And I realize now, as I head into my next race, my first race since Bigfoot 200, which is the Zane Grey 50, a beautiful, tough 50-miler in Arizona, that what I'm looking for now is different. And what I'm looking for right now is competition, and it's competitive. And it isn't competitive in the sense that, I'm not a competitive ultra runner. What I mean by that is if you want to win in any sport, you have to commit to specificity in that sport. And that is admirable and it is cool. If you want to win a deadlift competition, a football game, an ultra marathon, you have to commit to specificity. And one thing we always talk about at the Distance Project is your commitment to specificity or to general physical capability, capacity, and general physical preparedness. And I like the second thing. I love to do jiu-jitsu. I love to lift heavy weights. I love to do CrossFit style workouts. I love to do a million things, and I'm happier there, just physically and mentally happier there. I'm cool with running an ultra marathon and just feeling awesome. But there's still this moment that comes from chasing and being chased in the woods in these beautiful places, pushing yourself to personal limits and just seeing how far you can go in that race. That's something that I miss. And that for me now, that's the flow state that I want to reintegrate into. Once again, Bigfoot 200 was like a permanent state of flow. 88 hours of full peak immersion. And I said, I want this. This is what I came for in ultra running. This is what I was looking for. And then you get back to your home, your business, your life, and you go, well, this is difficult because I can't run longer. You know, it'd be hard to run 200 hours. You just ran 88 hours. Like, I can't do that regularly. I can't do that regularly from a life perspective. And it's not quantity that I'm chasing. Can we do a 100-miler or 200-miler every month? Because it just wouldn't, for me, feel as special and as unique and as challenging and as memorable, I don't think. And I forgot why I was out there. You know, I think that a lot of people in the external world, like outside of the ultra running scene, they love to kind of point fingers and say, what are you all running from? You know, it's really weird. You run all day long. And anybody pointing fingers at anybody kind of sucks, you know? So, and usually they have no grasp as to what's really going on. I think that for many of us, you know, there have been times that I've been running from something in my life, and there's been times that I've been running towards something. Times that I felt so good physically, I just felt like a powerful, primal animal out on the trails. And I wanted that. There's been times I didn't know why the hell I was there, driving for hours to the mountains, wondering, what am I doing out here? And running kind of aimlessly and looking for something, looking for that feeling again. But I couldn't quantify it or put my finger on it. And after reading Kotler's work around flow states, I thought, God, that's one area that I really find peak flow. And so what that allows me to do, and I pose it as a question to anybody watching this, is I ask, why do you run long? You know, and not asking in a way that asks you to justify it, but to share it and hopefully go deeper into your own understanding of it as I work to go deeper into mine. Right now, I'm looking for flow. I'm looking for those moments of peak immersion. I'm looking for the moments where I want to tune out and think about something else. And I want to remind myself to tune in. And that's probably a truism in all realms of my life right now. But the woods and the trails and the mountains are a place that manifestation is very, very powerful for me. So if I remind myself that I'm out there looking for that peak immersion state, when I get to it, I won't know. That's the trick. That's how it works. I won't think, I'm in a state of flow. I'll think nothing. I'll think left, right, down, move, trees, blazes, pure immersion. And that's what I'm looking for at Zane Grey. And so it's a little bit different, where the training for me right now is like preparing for that immersion in flow. And we'll see how it goes. I'll definitely post. I'm posting every day on this daily vlog. I'll let you know. And I'd love to know why you run long, and if it's changed for you, and if it's something you have a clear read on, or if it's just an instinctual, you know, drive to be out there in the woods and mountains. One thing I will say is, you know, a glamorous and romantic answer that I always wanted to give because I heard it and thought it was cool was, I just love the mountains, man. You know, the trails are calling. And it's cool. If that's your deal, that's awesome. But I know a lot of us are there for a lot of different reasons, and the trails are a part of it, and the mountains are a part of it, but often internal exploration is a deeper part of it. At least that's true for me. I'd love to know what's true for you. So please kick it on the Instagram, on the YouTube, on the comments, and let me know. Signing off with Rainer the Cat after a nice long run on a gorgeous winter day. Peace.